front.
Don't go far.
You might as well. Go ahead. All right. Are we all ready?
I missed it.
We're going to start our meeting. George, you said you're ready, right? All right. Welcome, everybody. This is the March 17th, Happy St. Patrick's Day, Planning Board regular meeting. Noreen, would you please do the roll call?
Pat Shea,
Here.
Curtis Kimbrough,
Here.
Robert Garstack,
Here.
Jeff Manson,
Here.
Bonnie Franson.
Here.
Thank you.
The fire exits, there are two behind the audience. There is one, the main door that you all come in through, and then another to this side, which goes out to the patio. With that, let's all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, all. The first item on the agenda is 20 Owen Drive. Mr. Mann, if you'll
Bonnie,
just...
you're not on.
You can't hear me? Because I have like two mics here. You hear me. Well, George hears me. 20 Owen Drive, public hearing. This is a continuation. It started at our last meeting. Joel, if you would like to give an overview of what you've submitted, if there have been any changes. We'll then go to Ashley and to Matt, and then open it up for the public for any additional comments.
Sure. Good evening, Joel Mann, Rachman Associates, map of the applicant. It's 20 On Drive, 3-lot subdivision, section 3, block 1, lot 9.1. We are here a quiet time to address a lot of complicated concerns, and I think we are now, we addressed most of the bigger items at from the last meeting. The comments from the engineer, I think there is one open comment about the tree plan that needs to be updated that will be submitted. The SHPO letter was received, and we retained a consultant for that to do the phase 1, phase B, whatever needed for the SHPO to address their concerns. Then I think the biggest item is we are waiting comments from the landscape architect, so we can address that, because I think that was the biggest concern from the public too. And like we said, that we are here to accommodate that and do whatever we need to do to make everyone happy on that. With that, if there's any questions or any specific items that you want to discuss, I'm here to address that.
So let's start with our engineer and any comments he may have.
Sure. As Joel said, a revised tree plan was provided after last month's meeting. That has been forwarded to the landscaping consultant. I touched base with her last week, and she told me that she was hoping to have those comments provided by the end of this week. Okay. As soon as I receive them, I'll forward them to the board, to Noreen, and to the applicant. One comment, or a couple comments I had on the tree plan. There's a buffer provided on the southerly boundary of lots 1 and 2. The note indicates that where substantial vegetation does not exist, additional plantings will be provided. I believe they were arborvitae or evergreen. Substantial can vary from person to person, so I think it would be best if we quantify that. Okay. And propose something that is specific.
I think we'll wait first for the landscape architect's comments, and then we'll address all in one.
Work that all in as one.
Correct.
I think at a previous meeting, the board had discussed some landscaping in the area of the stormwater basin by lot 1. I didn't see that in the tree plan. I know that plantings within stormwater facilities sometimes are a little difficult because they get wet they dry, they get wet. But I think that probably propose some type of landscape adequate for it. And I believe the last board meeting would have been you provided a table on the tree plan which indicates the trees to be removed, but a lot of times we'll see a symbol like an X on the tree to kind of clarify that on the plan. I think if that's easier for you to follow, then I'd request that when you address the landscape consultant's comments, you incorporate that. As Joel said, there were results provided from the well test that was done. Typically, we see that information from the engineer provided in the form, of a certification that it demonstrates that adequate supply is available. So if the project engineer could just revise that cover letter that came with that information, I think that would satisfy the concern. And then finally, as Joel said, SHPO's requesting a phase 1A, 1B, so I think seeker will have to wait any.
Thank you, Matt. Ashley, comments? Yep. Hang on, Ashley, I don't know if you're communicating. Yeah. But that may have been an audio issue on my end.
Hear me?
Now we can. Thank you. We're good, Ashley. We're good, Ashley.
Okay. So I apologize if any of these have been addressed at any of the meetings during the time when I was out. I'll just go through. Now, we had, I think, it might have been in August, a Zoom meeting with the village, and there was some back and forth. I think the applicant was going to be presenting something to the village and confirming whether any village approvals were needed. I don't know if that's been done at all.
So that was, I know we had that initial meeting. We talked a little about the follow-up meeting. I had checked with the village. They thought it was quite a while ago, so I think it'd be good just to touch base again.
So
Sure, I think my notes indicated the applicant was going to be providing something to the village, explaining, exactly what they were doing, and then getting the village to confirm whether or not any village approvals were needed.
I think we discussed one of the meetings after that meeting that the planning board is sharing all the information with the village, and if they have anything to address, they will let us know. That was my understanding on that.
So,
I'm not sure if there's anything specific that I need to,
yeah,
because the main thing, they want us not to use the 20 on as the access for this project, and we did that. Other
that
than
was the big issue, I think,
Yeah.
if I recall. So maybe Ashley, you can follow up with Elise, and we can just coordinate if we need to figure this out again.
Okay. Sounds good. So we had talked about the SHPO recommending the phase 1A, 1B, so that will need to be done before seeker could be completed. Because the public hearing was already opened on this application, seeker will have to be completed before you can close the public hearing. So the applicant's in the process of getting that phase 1A, 1B completed. Hopefully they have that within the next month or so, because you do have a timeline for closing the public hearing after it's opened. So if you don't close the hearing by June, the applicant will have to agree to extend that period to keep it open beyond that. I had previously asked for a copy of the existing easement right-of-way where the private road will go. It references a filed map or a deed, I believe, on the plan. If there's an accompanying agreement for that, if the applicant could please provide it.
There's no agreement, from my understanding.
The applicant had previously requested a waiver of the cluster requirements. I don't know if the board has made a decision on that yet. The code provides that the board may waive, but shall not be obligated to waive, the requirement of a cluster plan submission for subdivisions involving 5 acres or less.
I think that still has to be done. I don't recall waiving anything.
Okay.
I don't have my notes on that. I remember having
Talk
a
about the tree
discussion,
survey.
but
So the size of the dwellings, it says 3469 square feet per floor. On lot 2, there's a plus sign after the 3469. It says 3469 plus. I think that's there in error. So inside the dwelling, if you could remove that plus sign, or if it's meant to be there, if you could just give the exact
Yep.
square footage. And then I don't know if there's anywhere on the plan where you say the total square footage for the home. So I don't know how many floors, if that's called out somewhere, but if you could also include the total square footage for each of the dwellings, because you do have your house relocation notes, and the size of the dwellings are important for your subdivisions.
we provided a floor plan concept in the last submission.
So I think we just need to put it,
But we'll put it in
On
on
the
the,
map.
you want to have it on the site plan.
And then
okay.
delete that plus sign on for the dwelling on lot 2, it says 3469 plus square foot.
right.
And I think that was just a carryover, that was a typo. I see there's a hammerhead turnaround on lot 1. I'd like a note added to the plan that, because parking's not permitted in the front yard, and that hammerhead turnaround is in the front yard, so just to make it clear that there's no parking of vehicles for the residents that's gonna occur in that turnaround. They could add a map note to that effect.
Do you see where that is, Joel?
Yeah, it's basically the 20-foot
This, yep.
driveway. We shall add a note that it's not for parking.
Not a driveway, right? Is that gravel or is that
It's going to be,
asphalt?
it's asphalt.
Asphalt,
Paved.
so we should probably just put some striping, no parking, or just emergency use only, or something like that.
We'll add a note on the plan and we'll add striping too, so.
Okay,
And I think those were my main items. Oh, so the road, since it's going through, essentially these lots are going to be added to the Smith Farm Road, there's an HOA, I believe, that owns that road, and we had talked about the need for an owner's endorsement from the HOA, and all the HOA documents will need to be amended in order to include this portion of the road that.
Yeah, so I think that has been already done. I'm waiting to get the final paperwork and we'll submit it to you.
okay, thank you.
Okay, so I guess for purposes of the village, I'll reach out to Elise. We may need to have another call with them, because I think they, based on what my notes indicated when we had left off, I think they were looking for some type of submission, but I'll touch base with her and then we could reconvene.
Okay, thank you. And just for the public's benefit, Elise is Elise Terhune, who's the village board attorney in the village of Monroe. So with that, we'll open it up to public comment. If you want to come on up, state your name, address for the record, and let us know what your comments are.
Hi, my name is Liz Battiato. The address is 515 High Street. And I had 3 questions. One, Lot 1 is the one that would be most closely related to our property. Is that the side of the house that would be facing our property, Lot 1?
Which lot is
Drake?
Drake? It's this, it's almost not even the side of the house, but if you can see something, it will be the side of the house, right?
Okay. And do you happen to have a picture of the new landscape that you're talking about so we can
Not
see?
yet, because we're waiting for the town's landscape architect to provide their comments. Then we'll do a general landscape plan and make sure that we have all the buffers around, like we said at the last meeting.
Okay, so between the 2 properties and possibly around the water retention?
Yes, we'll do as much as we can.
Okay, and then the house itself is going to be how many stories?
2 stories and a basement,
So 3,400 square feet per story.
correct.
That's a big house. And 2-story is the maximum? Is there an allowance for how tall the houses can be there?
It's an average of 35 feet. There's a height calculation that we need to follow up based on the grade, and we follow that,
So it'll be 2 stories
yes.
and a basement.
Correct.
Okay.
Hi, good evening. Laura Salvati, 509 High Street, which I am the one who is closest to the new houses being built.
On lot one.
Excuse me, on lot one.
The one,
yes.
lot one, okay.
Correct, correct. So, like Liz was just saying, 3469 per floor, so this house is going to be almost 7,000 square feet. Correct.
Yes.
So 30 feet from my property line is where the house is being built. So my biggest concern is the privacy. And I know we don't have a plan yet from the landscape architect, but I would really like to know that. And I am concerned that they are going to put in trees this high, which is not going to do anything. By the time they're this high, I'll be long gone. I need some kind of, privacy. I know the houses are gonna be built. That I know. But my concern is my privacy. I've lived there for 26 years. And I love where I live. And I want to keep loving where I live. And other people are allowed to build and, my house is only 1,600 square feet. So my house is like the size of one of their bedrooms at this point. So I just want a little privacy. That's what I'm asking you.
I believe that whatever will buy that house also need privacy, so we'll make sure that they have the
Right.
privacy and you have the
Right.
privacy. So,
The
yeah.
other concern we had the last time we were here is for the construction vehicles up and down High Street. Are they going to be coming up and down High Street, or are they going to be going through Smith Farm?
To Smith Farm.
Not coming through
Correct.
High
It was
Street
part,
at all?
we agreed that should be part of a condition too. So, yes,
Okay, so they will be going through Smith Farm and just coming up the back, and we won't have to see them at all?
correct.
This was also brought up with the town building inspector. There is supposed to be a gate that will be installed.
Yep.
But I understand that they can get around or open the gate, so,
Yeah, I spoke to an inspector, I spoke to the owner. I don't know if it has been already done. They're supposed to reinstall it and make sure it's closed, but I'm not sure. I wasn't here for a week, so I will have to check on that.
we'll check it out, and we'll be diligent about ensuring that it stays closed.
Because for many, many years, High Street was a terrible road to drive on, and now that they paved it, and it's nice, we don't want
To get it damaged.
to get our cars damaged either, you
Yeah.
know?
No.
Because that's very detrimental on your cars.
100%.
I think with regard to the landscaping, as was stated previously, the town has a landscape architect. They're going to look at the site, they'll look at the trees that are there now,
Right.
see the extent to which those provide screening, and then she's really good, and she'll ask that they supplement it with the understanding that it needs to create, as rapidly as possible, a reasonable screening, for you, and for the dwelling that gets constructed.
Okay. So is the plan to take down all those trees behind my house?
There is a plan here that shows grading and then shows areas that are not to be disturbed. Let me just get to it. So this is it here. If you look at this plan sheet, you can see, so this, you're here, Salvati? Yep. So the clearing limit line, I believe, is this fence essentially represents.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so they're going to clear up to wherever this line is, that's how close they're coming to the lot line. And then it kind of veers off. The reason for that, I think, is is it the stormwater basin that's over here?
Stormwater and the drainage.
Yes, over where your cursor is, that's Stormwater Basin 1.
Right,
Originally, it was going to be a swale over to the stormwater basin behind Lot 3. This, they've piped it as opposed to opened up the grading with the swale, which should give them more room for plantings.
okay. So before there was going to be even more grading with an open swale, but now the change is to take a pipe and run it back to the second basin, right?
Yeah, which is
Which
to
is
the
up-
right of the screen there.
which is up
Yeah,
here.
up where you're pointing.
Right.
Yep.
Does this reflect the change or not?
Yeah,
Okay,
look on sheet 4, or drawing number 4. No, drawing number 4.
Okay.
You can see that the pipe is already on the plan. And that's, I think that was also one of the concerns last month.
is this number 4? I can't, that's erosion control, should I go to utility?
A grading plan, or utility maybe? The utility, you can also see it.
Yeah,
Right,
I see
right.
it on the utility.
So we eliminated the open swale.
So instead of having an open swale, they're carrying the stormwater runoff and putting it this way through a pipe and out to the second basin. Sorry, we just one at a time. You can come back after they're done. Yeah, we'll get back to it.
So what I'm looking at, as far as the trees go, sorry, back to the trees, is that all the trees behind Lot 1, which is my house, are going to be eliminated. And then the trees behind my neighbor Benjo and Oliveri are going to be synced because the houses that are being built behind them.
Right, two has a lot of the area is not disturbed. 3 next to an LLC is where there's another basin. And then here, Benju, yeah, one at a time. We can't have multiple conversations, please. No, you have to sit down. Until we're done, one at a time, please, thank you.
There's still a 10
And so
feet
there's this triangular area here by Benju, which is going to be retained. And so this, if you're Ms. Salvati, that is the area that's the most affected, correct?
But you can see on the tree plan, that there is a tree line that's going to stay there. Between the property line and the drainage line, there's still a couple trees. There's not
Yeah, I think, I don't want to create false hopes.
I understand.
We don't
Got
know
it.
what those trees are. They could be, if they're very old and they don't have a lot of branching at the bottom, that's not going to be very effective. If they're evergreens, there may be, so that's why our
So
landscape.
they're not evergreens.
Okay.
I don't know how old they are.
Okay,
But they do fill out with a lot of leaves that gives me a lot of privacy back there.
that'll be important
tree
for,
line.
yeah, during the summer, that'll be important.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, so,
Just when you comment, you'll have to come back to the mic. Thanks.
can we go up a little?
Up a little? This way up a little? Or a different map?
So where my house is, and the house next to me, if I'm facing the screen to the left, the Drake house, are those trees behind the Drake house also being eliminated?
So it does come close. This line here is showing that it's coming pretty close to the lot line, yes.
Okay, so the trees behind my house, and it looks like behind the Drake house are the ones that are being
Yes.
eliminated.
Yes.
But we're not sure yet because we have to wait for the
We
landscape.
want the
architect.
landscape architect, and I think, I don't know if we can modify the stormwater base and make it deeper so that it's smaller. I mean, there's ways that we could probably still look at this to get it at least farther away from the lot line.
Right, I can talk with John Queenan. I don't recall the basin sizing off the top of my head. Sometimes
Okay.
they can be a little oversized, but we'll work on that.
I'm sorry, guys, could you please, because we're getting a lot of, we're hearing the conversation also, so we can't hear our consultant.
So at the next meeting, are we going to have a plan from the landscape architect, or we're not
So
sure?
she indicated she was going to take a look at it, hopefully get comments back
By the end of this week. So I would
Is
assume,
that Ashley?
No, Ashley Torrey is our attorney.
Oh, okay.
This is Karen Arndt.
What's her name? I'm sorry.
Karen Arndt, and she's
Karen Arndt.
long-term Orange County resident landscape architect.
Okay.
She will have comments, they will be given to the applicant, I think separately. We still have to look at this plan to see how we can push any grading away, any disturbance farther back from your house to the maximum extent.
Okay.
So,
Okay, so I guess I'll just have to wait until
yeah,
they come
please,
back with
please
that
continue
plan,
to,
so,
yeah, please continue to come back.
of course.
Do we post the plans on the web? So they'll be posted on our town website,
Okay,
whatever the latest plans are, so you can take a look at them when they get posted.
okay, perfect.
Okay? And if you have comments, just be aware, I know you can comment tonight, but you can send comments via email to the planning board secretary. So if you look at them, you have comments, feel free, you can put them in writing as well.
Okay, perfect.
All right?
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Who would like to come up next? Okay,
On the end of the property,
okay.
and I'm 499 High Street. And Barbara Benju is next to me, she's 505 High Street. And I have a lot of property that still is beyond my fence. I think it's either 150 or 175. And what I'm concerned about is there will be no houses on that property, right?
On which property?
On Olivieri.
Well, so you're,
Beyond the fence, because I own beyond the fence.
so if you, whatever your lot line is, they can't encroach
They
upon
cannot
it.
touch, okay.
No.
How about all those trees that are there? They
So
won't be able to cut down those trees because it's my property,
if it's on your property, no, they can't.
right?
Correct.
And then how about next door, which is 505?
Is that Benju?
Yes. I don't know how much footage she has from her fence that is there. We all have a fence.
So is this the fence that's showing right now?
I think it is, yeah.
Olivieri?
So this wall is showing that it's on their property, not your property.
Okay.
So, obviously, they're not allowed to encroach onto your property, but your fence may be on their property, just be aware.
Well,
For
my
the
fence-
Benju, I'm not sure
Oh,
about
Benji, you
yours.
mean.
Yeah.
Might be on their property?
Just
The
a
way
couple
this is
feet,
showing up,
couple
possibly.
feet in.
Like, you don't have intentions of coming through, and I know we spoke about this before, you don't have intentions of going through there and just taking away all the trees, right?
But
Depends.
behind Benju and Olivieri, the property kind of veers off. At some point, you're next to a different property owner. So if you look at this map, right, are you Olivieri? Okay, so this is the lot line, if you look at where I have my magnifying glass. So this is your rear lot line. This property that's being developed, the lot line goes off like this. So this area in here is not being developed as part of this project, that belongs to someone else.
This belongs to somebody else?
Correct.
They make it built?
Someday. Yeah, they could, as long, if it's in a,
My property line goes,
so the shared part, right, of this property that's being developed in your lot is this little piece here. Correct.
and I still own this property that's behind the fence.
So you don't, that's owned by a different property owner. That's showing up as being owned by this can't see, KWC Properties LLC.
But that's over here. This is beyond me.
On the
Yeah,
mic.
you need
But
to go
that's
to the
not
mic, please. That's
part of
not your
your lot.
property. No. Well, if you could just go to the mic, because we need to hear you. That's okay, for the audio.
I'm sorry to say, my husband handled a lot of it, but what is that called?
Survey?
Your survey, yes, exactly. shows that I own all property that's behind the fence.
So if you have a survey, why don't you take a picture of it and email it?
And email it.
Yeah.
It's entirely possible that there are more fences that are, that exist than are shown on this survey. Because this,
Donna,
Yes.
yeah,
so you have a shed behind your home, correct?
I have a shed in between just the area that we built up.
Right.
We own property that's beyond the,
Where is the fence in relation to the shed?
it is behind the shed.
Right behind,
I should say-
right behind the shed,
I
or?
should say it's like in the, if this is the shed, it's going this way. It's like halfway in the length of the shed, and it goes across.
Right, so,
We own the
so where
property
I'm
behind.
seeing your shed, the fence essentially runs across there.
Yes, but the property behind it, we own.
All right, so I have a map up that's showing lots. And now I'm showing it without the leaves on. So you're 499 High Street.
Yes, I
So,
am. Am I allowed to look at this?
yeah, just stay there, though.
Okay.
Well, you can, but if, you can go to the map, but if you have comments, come back to the microphone. So I'm gonna explain to you, so this is your house here. This is your shed. This is showing that your lot continues behind the shed, back to this area. Yes, so yes. So that's not gonna be disturbed because it's not on their property. They can't disturb it.
And then you showed,
Oh, you can pick up the mic. You can take the mic out of the
That's
holder.
okay, that's okay. But that property that you said is already, that belongs to someone? That property is already sold and it's theirs?
Yes, well, it belongs to someone. I don't know who owns it. I don't know if they're gonna come in and develop. It's a very long parcel.
And I have to say, sir, I appreciate last time when we did meet, you had stated that you knew that the privacy and just those trees, they mean a lot to us.
Sure,
Just for all of our privacy, for your privacy and our privacy.
right.
And my neighbor's privacy. I just don't want to see those trees be taken down.
So we're going to see what we can do.
Okay.
This is to get your comments.
Yes.
This is a work in progress.
Yes,
We'll see if we can further refine this and keep an eye
right.
out for plans that get posted, and this hearing will be continued.
Right, but as I said, the trees that are beyond, that I still own that property, those trees cannot
No.
come down.
Trees that are on your property cannot come down.
Okay, anyway, thank
Correct.
you very much.
Okay,
And I'm basically speaking for Benja next door, she could not make it tonight.
okay.
I think she only has, how many?
The bench's fence is at the property line. The
Right,
other-
they're right at the property
Right
line.
at
They
the
actually
property
have
line.
some improvements that are at the property line.
Right,
Yeah, so that's,
but your property looks like that you still have behind your shed some property.
but as far as Benju, she has to be concerned because it's on the property line, the fence. So that's a concern.
So we appreciate that. I think some of those improvements probably weren't supposed to be there.
Yeah.
They may be too close to the property line. She does have some landscaping there, but regardless, I think by the time you start to get in that direction, the clearing isn't happening. At some point, it goes off, so that there's trees that are being preserved, so.
But they can also, if that's on her property line, then they can take that fence down and start building into her property?
No, I don't think they have any intention of doing that. I just don't know. This isn't going to be precise, but
They can move the fence to the property line if
They-
they
They
want.
have to move the fence.
They can.
They
If
could.
that will happen.
They
But, well, there's a lot of things that could happen. We don't want to get into that, but
Right,
I would say, just my reaction, if they're going to plant trees, this property owner has a pool there.
yes, they do.
And so they should be aware with trees come shading and leaves and everything else. So they may want to weigh in on that.
Right.
So,
I did have one more question. Are we allowed to bring up other things that are happening, or no, we cannot?
regarding this application, yes, other things, no.
No, okay.
Okay?
But I'm confused. If we're the village, and we are, and they are the town, where's the village for us, for their people?
So the village has been consulted with.
They have,
They were consulted very early in the process.
right,
As we had said earlier, our attorney's going to reach out to their attorney again
okay.
to see whether they indicate they need approvals, et cetera.
Right.
The one thing in particular the village was concerned about was through traffic, coming through from the new development into the village. So that has been discussed.
Right.
But they are aware.
So the,
But they don't necessarily, I mean, they don't necessarily have approval authority because the whole thing's in the town for the most part.
right, but the through traffic for them has to go through, I forget.
Smith,
Smith Farm.
Yep.
Through Smith Farms,
yes,
right?
that's the way it's planned right now.
Because going up a road and then to make a right into Owen, you cannot get into that area from there?
Yes,
Okay, so that's no through traffic there?
correct.
Yes, there is?
Yeah, whether they're supposed to be or not, I know that's the concern.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Who's next?
Liz Battiato again. Can you go back to the map that had the water retention area?
It's erosion, that's utility.
I think that might be it. My concern is this 10-foot wide access drive that looks like it goes right into my property.
If you
The
could
comment
talk
again on the
into
mic,
My concern is the 10-foot wide access drive that looks like it goes right into my property.
So I think that's grading. I don't believe that's access drive.
That's what it says.
10 foot, oh yes, this part of it.
Comment is on, berm is on their property.
Right, they have a call out, so they have the note here, but they're pointing to this area.
Okay, so there will be no access from my property
No.
into that?
No.
No, that's just a level area at the top of the basin so that they can get around it to maintain the vegetation.
Right.
Okay.
You try not to let those just go wild.
Yeah, it's not access from the perspective of they're trying to get access to your property. It's maintenance for them to get vehicles in there in case they have to maintain the stormwater basin.
And what are the dimensions of this retention pond?
Well, this is 10 feet here. What's the scale? 1 inch per 30. You want to know generally what the size of it is, like going around it?
Yeah.
You want to have the square footage? I think there is a note, 2,000.
So I'll have the general graded area. I hope I'm doing this right. It's a little slow, sorry.
And is the style of the house going to be similar to the houses in Smith Farm?
I said
A
1 to
bit
30,
different.
right?
I have provided the floor plan to the board with the front elevation. Not a rendering yet, but
So it's about 8,500 square feet.
this is what the front of the house is planned to look like. You could, well, oh, no, you can't, there's chairs.
So it's about 0.2 acres.
0.2 acres?
Yes, the size of the basin.
Okay. And about 7,000 square feet for the houses?
I think, oh, for the houses, yes.
And the basement is obviously underground?
No.
the front,
Front, yes. They may have a walkout basement.
and the back. The because the grade is dropping down.
Because they have to figure out the height around the whole site.
Yeah.
And that is a sloping hillside. So the basement is going to be below grade in the front, right? And then at some point, it'll be a
In the back,
walkout
correct.
in the back.
And can you just show the map of the 3 houses again?
They're all shown on this map, too. Can you make them out? Let me just, one's here, here, and here. You're welcome. Next. Hi.
Rose Eigenlob, 500 High Street.
Okay.
I just want to go back to what Laura was referring to with the construction vehicles. We appreciate the fact that they're going to be going through Farm Road, Smith Farm Road. We appreciate that. I remember when I first moved to High Street 12 years ago, there used to be a sign at the intersection saying no vehicles more than whatever tons beyond this point. Well, that sign's gone, obviously. What if we start seeing construction vehicles coming through? What if they didn't get the message? Who do we contact?
So you contact our building inspector in the town, number one. I think start there, ultimately,
And where
because
can- where
the
can I-
building inspector is the enforcement officer, so he has to enforce the laws. The town doesn't have a police department, but if these vehicles are going onto village roads, and they're not supposed to because of weight limits, et cetera, then you speak to the village police. Because the village has police, so you
And
would,
that would be the, oh, okay, our.
your
village
village
police.
police, yeah, our Village of Monroe Police.
Where can I find the building inspector's number? Where?
It should be on the website. His name is
The
Ben,
Monroe?
the whole, if you look up building department, you'll find.
I'm sorry, look up.
Look up building, actually, let's just see.
Just like if I go to Town of Monroe, it'll have a list of,
Yeah, so if we go to the
Extension ones.
Town of Monroe, New York, right, the website,
okay.
so of course it's not gonna come up.
That's fine, Bonnie. Bonnie, it's extension 152.
Okay, I just want to show how to get there. So if you go to departments, building department,
Okay.
here's the list of different people who are the building and fire inspector, building inspector, that's who you would call.
Okay,
And they're the line and the extension.
okay, thank you. I do have another concern. When is the building going to begin? The project going to begin? Do you have an estimate?
If I know the date when I'm going to get the site plan approval from the planning board, then I might give.
So this is,
Rolls downhill,
yes, so this is where we are. We have to figure out this, revisions to address the landscaping, see if we can tighten up the disturbance areas to disturb less. The applicant has to do something called, we were referring to a Phase 1 study. That's an archaeological study. So they have to go to the site, they have to hire a consultant, they have to dig some shovel tests to see if they find anything. So that will take probably maybe a month. A set of revisions, maybe another set of revisions. We have to get a negative declaration to wrap up the environmental review process. A resolution has to be created. Then they have to meet all the permits and other requirements that are needed. So I don't envision this happening for maybe at least 3 months, I'm guessing, just because of the back and forth. So if they start, probably in mid to late summer.
And will the construction be 7 days a week?
No,
Not Saturday?
no, not,
What about Sunday?
I don't know if
Okay,
that's something
okay.
that,
We'll
And you know
check,
what?
because there are laws, so we'll check. But that's a good
Concerning-
question, and we'll get back to you
concerning
on that.
Sundays?
We'll get back to you on it. I want to see what our code says.
Well, let me just tell you what my concern is.
Sure, sure.
Quickly, because when that development there was being built, there was construction going on Sunday morning, starting at 7:30, and lasting until dark at night on a Sunday. So are we going to be subjected during the summer
I
to
think-
drilling and hammering
I think
and
the
sawing? Like,
landscape-
when everybody wants to be out in their backyard.
I think the landscaping we will try to do during Sunday time, so.
Well, it's not even the landscape.
Everyone
it's the
can-
building, you know,
I know.
there's sawing and hammering and drilling. So that's what I'm just saying, like, 7 in the morning on a Sunday.
So we have these noise laws. I'm just going to take a quick look. So the reason I have to look is because I know the village's noise laws are very different and are probably more stringent.
That's news to us.
And there's, the police will come out
Uh-huh,
if you complain.
not necessarily.
So Bonnie, it's section, I'm looking at section 33A-3.
Yep, I'm actually at 33A, number 6. Erection, the erection, excavation, demolition, alteration, repair between the hours of 7 a.m. and 9 p.m. weekdays and between the hours of 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays.
9 a.m. to 9 p.m. on a Sunday.
And a Saturday, they're allowed,
Okay.
but not starting at 7 a.m., it has to start at 9 a.m.
So if there's any kind of like excessive noise going on for several days in a row, like some loud music and things like that in that development, we could call, the
The
town,
bill-
the
Yes,
town,
call the town,
and they would send somebody over and,
yes. It has to be the town because the activity's happening in the town.
well,
Yeah.
that didn't happen at the beginning of the month during a certain holiday. And I understand it's a holiday, but the music was loud, starting at, it was a 2-day holiday. God bless you.
Purim.
And it started early in the morning the first day and ended late at night the second day, and the party bus of loud music and screaming and yelling was going up and down High Street as well. And several people sitting here in the audience had to get up for work at 2 in the morning because that's when their shift starts. And, we complained to the town, and they said we can't do anything.
So you just have to know where to complain. If it's in the village, you need to complain.
Well, I
To the-
called both. I
okay.
called our police and I called the town, I called the state troopers.
Right, the state troopers, it's going to be difficult for them because, again, that's a situation of the enforcement would be.
This has nothing to do actually with the construction of this project, I believe.
But I just thought.
I think we're just trying to educate that.
I had the same issue. I just use, typically when I'm flying, I have the air plugs, where I'm getting on United flights, so I'm using that when I have this kind of problems.
So you can contact the town and the building inspector, and then in the village, you can contact the police.
Am I correct, though? The majority of the Smith Farm project is in the village? Is that, am I
Well,
right about
what's going on right now is in the town,
the construction?
the construction part of it,
Is-
yeah.
is in the-
But a good chunk of the
buil-
lower
of the already
part
built homes
of the
are in
already
village.
built homes, right, are in the village of Monroe.
Yeah, it's probably now more in the town. The town has
think so?
more. The village has about 40, and the town has 140, something like that.
That's
So,
where all the music and gaiety
but
was
I believe in the
happening
town already, you have over 4, you have probably more in the town than the village right now, but
And you know what? I understand celebrating a holiday, but bringing it on
just telling you, I had the same issue with that night, because it got later than I was supposed to start my work in the morning early, so.
And I don't mean to offend, forgive me. I was just, when you were saying that
Yeah.
there's a noise ordinance, I'm like, oh,
There is.
we didn't.
The enforcement is always the key. So, any other questions regarding this project?
I just heard someone say that any vehicles going up Owen Road into that complex there, it's closed, they can't get in there?
They are not supposed to go through Owen Drive. There's supposed to be a gate already, and construction vehicles are supposed to access the development through the development, not through Owen Drive.
Because I see vehicles going up and down the street. I'm retired, so.
Yeah,
what do I do all
if that's
day in my living
happening,
room? I see vehicles going up
it
and
may
down
be
the
because the
street.
gate hasn't been closed, but the town was made aware of this and will follow up.
Because I can see them going up Owen and into the development there.
Yeah.
So-
I think that there's
Yeah,
an
the-
issue.
The big vans, you know,
Well,
the,
I think it has to do with, there's a gap there, and they get around the gate, frankly. So we raise this with the building inspector, and we'll raise it again.
all right,
All right?
very much.
Thank you. Oh, okay.
So the house is gonna be 2 stories with a basement, probably a walkout basement.
Yes.
Are the houses going to be comparable to the houses that are in Smith Farm now?
So other type of design.
Another type of design like
A similar,
KJ
did you say?
design was my question.
I didn't hear.
Those are like apartments, those aren't houses.
Spit Farm Houses actually was designed probably 20 years ago.
Yeah, they're single-family houses,
And
right?
that's the way it was built.
So these are single-family houses?
Yeah,
These
sure.
aren't
Yes.
houses with apartments on the top,
No.
apartments in the middle?
It's not allowed.
It's just, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Laura, this is what the front elevation of the home is. It's this. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. That was my question. Thank you.
All right, one more, and then we're gonna wrap.
The night with the ordinance of the noise.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to get it a little straight, because when the police department was called, the police department said they don't go anywhere for any sort of noise ordinance.
That, I can tell you, having had to call them myself, they do.
They did not for us.
So,
They said we needed to call the state troopers. When you called the state troopers, they said they don't take care of it either.
I-
So it's like one department battling the other department, and you keep on
so
calling.
if it's in the village police would respond. If it's in the town, that's a difficulty because the town doesn't have police. If it's over the weekend, the enforcement officers are not working. They are not working necessarily in the evening hours, and the state troopers aren't going to necessarily enforce. So
We were
there, I
just-
would say there is a gap there.
Yeah,
But
we were
that's the
just told
town,
that there's no
not the
ordinance-
village.
Ordinance, nobody comes out for noise control.
If you're in the village, you need to say, I'm in the village of Monroe.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you.
Thank you. All right, so, board members, do you have any comments at this time? Otherwise, we'll keep the hearing open.
Just real quick, Joel,
Yeah.
it's 3 of the same design houses that's going to be on each lot. Is that correct?
Correct. That's what I'm proposing, but if someone will, whatever, will buy it and they want to change it,
Understood.
Well, we have a house relocation note, so it has to be somewhat, it has to be generally within that footprint.
correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Otherwise, they will have to come back to the
Right.
planning board, I believe, something
Right.
like that.
But I think we would like to see some efforts to, again, let's see how we can pull some of the disturbance back a little bit, if very little is being preserved.
Let's get the comments from the landscape,
Kala.
and we'll work
Yes.
around it. Sure.
Yes, thank you. Anything else?
I'm not sure if that's,
I don't have any questions. The only comment I might make is that, we should urge the village police department and the state troopers to view this meeting.
We can ask.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can't understand why the village, when they're supposed to enforce an ordinance, would not do it.
That hasn't been my experience, so I can't speak to it. My experience is that they come around, and actually, they're very good. So, everybody's experiences are different.
one comment, maybe I'm not sure if you still have that plan. My initial submission, I had the plan with a retaining wall in the back. I know visually, when you look probably from other streets, roads, you will see that it's a visual problem, but the benefit of that was that I was able to save much more original vegetation.
With the retaining wall?
Yes,
Where was the retaining wall?
like
you
behind the
remember?
houses,
Wasn't that primarily behind lots 2 and 3, though?
all the tree.
All 3?
Mainly 2 and 3, but a little bit 1, 2. Lot 1, that helped, I think with that I have the houses a little bit more up, closer to the road, because now part of it I have to balance it with the height, with everything. Again, I don't want to...
You're pretty close to the road already, though.
Right,
Because
actually.
you're,
All my parking pushed it, right. I'm the
know.
closest to the road, but I'm not sure, maybe it's not even feasible now, and
because you have a lot of rear yard area if you look at where your setback line is.
so I will take a look at it, and if it's relevant, I will bring it up at the next meeting.
If you can
Otherwise,
push it up a little farther, I don't know that you can, because you might be within your setbacks.
push up for what, the house?
Toward the road, yeah. But I don't know that you can,
My problem is the parking.
yeah.
I think the bigger issue is, the lot that's the issue is Lot 1, and the house really goes from point to point. It's a smaller footprint because of the
Right.
odd shape of the lot over there. It's just kind of nature of the beast, as it were.
I will have to revise that. I understand. I understand where you're going with that, so.
I mean, if there's some way to get, again, the only other, if you were to shift them farther north so that there's space to push the Lot 1 house so that it's closer up by the road, because right now you have a triangle, right?
Right.
That's your setback line. So if somehow it could be pushed farther up, and frankly, the way you could do it, I think, but I would also talk to Ashley about it, is to do the cluster. But then once we get into a cluster, where we're getting into conservation easements and open space and other
It gets
stuff.
very complicated. It's not
Yeah.
worth it to get the effort into that.
So, but that's still an option. So, but I think let's see what we can work with now with the conventional and try and push
Although-
that house a little farther.
The other option will be to go for a variance on Lot 1
We
to push
could,
it up.
and the planning board could make a recommendation.
Right.
Yeah. So they would be required to go get a variance, meaning they'd have to go to the zoning board of appeals to allow them to be closer to the road. But if the planning board says, we think this is helpful for the resident there, but I think we'd want to analyze it, because if you push it farther up the road, it's also going to be higher, right? So, and then we do need to put somehow some limits on cutting trees if we do that. Because we can say all this now, they build the house, and what if they clear cut it? Because we didn't have any limits on the clear cutting. So we have to figure something out.
So I think we'll get the comments from landscape architect.
Yep.
With that, I will try to figure out what I believe, hopefully, the best way to satisfy everyone.
Okay. All right, thank you. I'll make a motion that we continue this hearing to the, what's our next regular meeting date? You still there, Ashley?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
April 14th.
So
No, I'm sorry, April 21st is our regular meeting.
April 21st.
I think you should move it with 2 months, because whatever I will have, first of all, I think 21 might be holiday.
Okay,
I'm not sure, I didn't check yet, but with that, with getting the comments from the landscape architect, there will be some work for me to do. So,
so that would be the May 19th meeting, but Ashley, is that then getting into any issues with the time period?
So the hearing has to close within 120 days of opening, or the applicant will have to extend that period. So by my calculation, I believe that was June, because it was opened,
Okay,
it was open last month, correct?
yes. So then we can do it to May, and then after that, we may have to get a
Consent to
waiver.
Extend that.
okay,
Right, okay, so you would like to do the May meeting then?
yes.
Okay, so then I would amend my motion to change the continuation of the public hearing to May 19th at 6:30 or soon thereafter. May I have a second?
Second?
Bob Garsta,
Aye.
Pat Shea,
Aye.
Bonnie Franson,
Aye.
Jeff Manson,
Aye.
Curtis Kimbrough.
Aye.
All right, so that's, the public won't get another notice. This is your notice. It'll be on the May date that we indicated. Yes. You're welcome. All right, are you here for the next hearing too?
Not, no,
Okay.
but have the other items later.
Okay. Okay, next item on the agenda is Chaim Lieberman, Joel Jacobowitz, 242 Mountain View Drive.
Hi, good evening.
You're not supposed to move the table.
Pardon? Oh, no?
No, I'm only
I'm
kidding,
sorry.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding you. Good evening. So I will make a motion that we open this public hearing for the Lieberman Jacobowitz. This is a two-family? Two-family dwelling at 242 Mountain View Drive. May I have a second? Noreen?
Bob Garsta, Pat Shea,
Aye.
Bonnie Franson,
Aye.
Jeff Manson,
Aye.
Curtis Kimbrough.
Aye.
Thank you. So if you would give a brief overview of the project, we'll ask our engineer for any comments, our attorney for comments. It doesn't look like there's anyone else in the audience, but we'll ask for public comment.
Hi, good evening. My name is Isaac Stein from Ideal Design. Came on behalf of my client, 242 Mountain View Road. There's an existing mother and daughter, and they want to convert it to a legal two-family based on the two-family overlay zoning. Everything stays existing. No changes to be made to the structure and to anything, the sewer, the well. Now, the driveway was amended, was changed as per the conversation last meeting. And otherwise, we are working now on the waste, the sewer disposal certification with the engineer, and as well as the existing well certification.
Very good. Matt, would you like to go through any comments you may have? Any comments you may have, Matt?
I got only one of them. I have it outside. It was actually from town of Monroe. I don't know why the town got a mailing.
Yeah, I got the mailing.
As Isaac said, just the primary comments on this one are just the certification, number 2 there, on the wastewater. It was designed, or appears to have been designed as a mother-daughter setup, so probably designed for that. We'll just need the certification for that. And the well in number 4. Then comments 3 and 5, we had talked at the last meeting, I believe, about the driveway configuration and whether that impacted any trees there. They've now shown a circular drive which is permitted per 5713U2, and it doesn't appear that they are taking any trees down, so I don't see the need for a tree plan with this.
Okay. Ashley, do you have comments?
Yes. So I'm not sure whether the board has classified this as type 2 under seeker yet. Do you know if you did that at your last meeting?
Yes, we did.
Okay, great.
That was on February 12th, Ashley.
February 12th?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Matt had mentioned the wastewater certification. There's also a map note language for that certification to add to the plan that can be provided to the applicant. I'd ask that near the bulk table, they include a note indicating that they're using the reduced bulk requirements for lots with central sewer facilities pursuant to Town Code Section 57-21B. Just to explain why they're using those reduced bulk. I think the bulk table should also indicate a reduction in lot coverage since a portion of the driveway is being removed, but it doesn't seem to indicate that that's changing at all. So the plan shows 3 delineated parking spaces, 4 required. I just wanted to confirm the 4th one would be located in the garage, I'm assuming. If they could add, under the bulk table, showing the parking calculation and showing that they have the required number of spaces. And then on the map, it was just a little odd to me the way they're showing those 3 spaces. It doesn't say that they're on asphalt, so it shows, let me just look at the map.
Right, it has PS2, PS3, PS4.
Yeah. So if they could clarify, I'm assuming those 3 spaces are gonna be asphalt? So if they could make it clear, if that's like gonna be the same, asphalt as the circular driveway, or
Right.
if that could be clear on the plan, because they're showing where they're removing the asphalt driveway, but it's not showing what the surface of those 3
Right.
parking spaces is.
So it looks like the way that this is shaded, it indicates it's the shaded area is being removed here and here, but are you gonna add some pavement here for your parking spaces? And if so, you should show that. Okay?
What was the
And then
first
the
one?
board does need architectural details for for 2-family homes, but this is an existing dwelling. I just want to confirm that there's not any changes to exterior elements proposed.
Are you changing the facade at all? I don't think you were, right?
No, nothing is going to change.
No
No.
changes, Ashley.
Okay, thank you.
What was the one that Ashley was asking about, the lot coverage, the
Oh.
reduction, the bulk table reduction? I didn't understand.
That it looks like because you are removing asphalt, it means your lot coverage would change. Your lot coverage would actually go down, except it didn't look like on your bulk table information, you would change that to account for it. But now, if you are going to make sure that those parking lot spaces or the parking spaces are paved, you'll just want to recalculate where you are with
Basically,
your pavement.
update and.
Yes.
Okay, got it. And what about the number of parking?
The question was, you were showing 3 parking spaces in the new ones,
And there is-
and you need, I believe, 4. Is the garage a parking space?
That's correct, yes.
Okay, so yes, Ashley, the garage is a parking space.
Great. So if they could just add that, under the bulk table, like a parking calculation indicating that they have the 4
On the bulk
required
table,
spaces.
parking calculation.
Yeah, just put, if 4 spaces are needed, then you could say
4
3
provided.
provided in spaces and 1 in
one
the
existing.
garage, 2, however many there are.
Okay.
Okay? Ashley, additional?
That's it.
That's it?
So you will need, a resolution of approval if you wanted to have me prepare that for
The next meeting.
next meeting.
Can
Pending receipt of those
we-
items, the wastewater being the biggest one.
We can waive the tree plan? Or is a tree plan even necessary if they're not going to take it down? I don't know if we have to technically waive a tree plan.
Yes, let me look in, because this is your new tree law, and I'm
Yes.
not as
Familiar?
up to speed on it, so.
Okay.
But I'll look at what needs to be done. It might just not be triggered at all since they're not removing.
Okay.
I know under the old law, you did require a waiver even when they weren't, so I'll take a look at that.
Okay. So we're just going to check what the formal way of dealing with the tree plan, if it's a waiver or we just don't even need it under the new law.
Got
So
it.
we'll check that.
So no trees are being removed, that's the main.
Okay. So those are our engineer and attorney's comments. Is there anyone in the public who would like to speak to this application? Are you fully supporting it? Would you like to come up and make that statement? You're allowed to do that for the record.
Joel Mann, a good friend of the people who are living there, and I'm fully supporting the project.
Okay, thank you for that. Yeah, you forgot your name
No, he
and
did.
address for the record.
He did.
Joel Mann, 26 Van Buren Drive, Unit 301, Monroe, New York, 10950.
Okay, there you go. Very good. All right, excellent. Okay,
I noted the support for the project.
thank you. So Ashley, can we close the public hearing? No one actually attended.
Yes, you can close the public hearing. This is exempt from referral to the county.
Okay. So with that, would someone like to make a motion that we close this public hearing?
So moved.
Bob, second?
Second.
Pat?
Bonnie Franson,
Aye.
Jeff Manson,
Aye.
Curtis Kimbrough,
Aye.
Bob Garstack,
Aye.
Pat Shea.
Aye.
Any other comments from the planning board at this point?
Concerns the asphalt driveway, because we talked about this last time, right by Unit B is entry into the home. So can it actually be removed still, or are you replacing with some other material? Because otherwise it's soil right into. Yep, otherwise it's soil or sod right into the home.
So you'll need some kind of walkway to still access Unit B?
Yeah, the question is, does it need to be removed?
Well, yeah, I
So
think,
we'll need to see the calculations about the coverage.
yeah, I think what you might do is remove part of it,
Part of it.
but you want to have, probably show the walkway to the
walkways.
door, and then the 3 parking spaces, and those little pieces you'll still need.
Makes a lot of
Is my
sense, yes,
suggestion,
all
yeah.
right.
Good comment.
Good point, yes.
Anybody else? Comments? No?
And quick, as you're doing that revision, over by parking space number 4, I was looking at a relatively recent picture of the home, and there appears to be a small tree there, similar size to the 2 that are going to be by the circular driveway. And I was just wondering if you could put an indication where that is on the map, like you do have the other trees, just so we see where it is in relation to that 4th parking space, so we make sure that it's not being disturbed.
What was the unit number again, Mountain View?
Yeah,
242?
242. No, it's the second one. Yeah, it's this one,
Oh,
yes.
okay. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna see.
Shadow.
Yeah, it's in, let me see if I could. So there's one here, right? It looks like that's the base of it? I don't know if there's any other. 242, you said, right? I'm gonna bring up Google. Let's see. Okay. So you have these 2 here, and then another one, are you talking about this one here? It's right, it's this little guy.
This little guy right there. It's right next to the driveway. I think it's close enough to being by the side of the house, but it's a little hard to tell from this picture. So I think that the parking would be in front of that, but if you could just locate that on the map, that way we assure that, then we know no trees are being disturbed, and
Will do.
And then you could see about the walkway that you need to be able to get into. I think there's a door here, right? And then there's doors here, I believe. Right? So I think this is a door, and then this is a door. And I don't know if you even want to continue just a small area to the deck.
Yeah.
You don't
maybe.
have to, but
I'll-
just think about it.
I'll take a look about the calculations.
Okay? All right, so do we have consensus that Ashley can write a resolution for our next meeting? A resolution of approval? Yes? Yes. All right, so Ashley, yes, we will do a resolution of approval for the next meeting. And anything else in particular that we have to address? Otherwise, I think they're noted in the comments this evening in your memo. Is that right? Okay. All right,
All right, thank you.
thank you.
Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night. All right, next item on the agenda is Paula Reisman, 249 Mountain View Drive. Good evening.
Good evening. State your name. What? Yeah, should state my name. Good evening, Joel Mann, behalf of the applicant, 249 Mountain View Drive, Section 43, Block 5, Lot 7, the tax maps. So the proposal is to do a duplex on this property to add an additional unit to the existing single-family house. I think the biggest item last month was more like the trees and the septic. I think we did 2 submissions. I'm not sure if the second submission made it to the engineer, as we had the sewer and the water ladder was submitted after that, but I'm not sure on that, because that's one of your comments.
Right.
So we submitted that. So I think the biggest item that we have to discuss in this meeting is based looking on the engineering comments is the existing septic, where it's located, it's too close to the house. So I have emailed you a plan that we did today after I received the comments from Matt. So I'm not sure.
Today?
Just before this meeting, I just emailed you a plan.
Did you send, which email address did you send it to?
Chair?
Can you send it to the Nelson Pope?
Yes. Just 1 second. So
So we do have a water and sewer letter. Oh, that was a request from Arden Consulting.
so that Nelson
Or
Pope,
information from-
NelsonPope.com, or the other one that has for
You can do
Word.
nelsonpope.com. That's
Okay.
fine. And then we have Matt's comments.
So basically, the biggest comment was about the location of the house with the septic. Also, when we submitted, we got the tree plan just the last minute, and we overlapped the tree plan before the submission date. We overlapped it on the house. With having the time to update that, we updated the driveway location. So we are removing less trees. We're probably going to use the existing driveway location. So it's the left plan that we will use.
This one
left.
here, option A?
Yes.
All right, I don't know, Ashley, do you have this? Did you send it to Ashley?
Sure.
And we'll have to look at it since we're just
Right.
receiving it, of
Yep.
course.
It's, but I will explain. It's.
When was this submitted?
To me, about a minute ago.
Yeah.
He's emailing it to you, Ashley.
Okay,
It's just, he's discussing it, but of course, we haven't reviewed it, so.
yeah.
So basically, what we did is we moved the house further to the front, so to be away from the septic, but we will still have to remove one lateral from the septic and move it to the back. So we will extend the middle channel, whatever it's being called. And so on the next submission, Mike will have it updated on his plan, will certify the letter. On his letter, I think he indicated the testings that he did, that based on that, how it complies. The same thing is with the wells. There's still missing a note on the plan, which well is the well that's being used, which well abandoned. We have that information, but we'll add it on the plan. And then, like we said, on this new plan that we submitted, we updated the driveway to be as much less possible and save as much trees possible. So with that, I'm not sure, my understanding is based on the new tree code, as I spoke to Mike, that the area of development is, and since this is like a single-family house addition, and we did the best as we can, if that can be, again, we will show you how much trees that we are removing, and this is the minimum, and if that's something that you should waive the tree plan and the landscape plan for that.
So why don't we get to Matt's comments first?
Yeah, one more thing, and Matt's comments, this is a comment about the building inspector, so I will do more revisions to the plan as needed to prove that point, that this is not bedrooms. It's really something that's not going to be bedrooms, so whatever will be required by the building department, we will do to make sure that it's not a bedroom. Okay.
Matt?
So comment 2, the EAF indicates the potential for our favorite bat species. So tree clearing limitations should be noted on the plan. Then comments 3 and 4, as we just discussed, deal with the original septic layout, separation distances from the dwelling units, and the certification. Same with comment 5, with the location of the deck. It sounds like revised plans will be submitted to address that. Then comment 6, after the last meeting where we discussed the project, you asked me to follow up with the building inspector on his interpretation of those rooms. That's what he told me, is that if they have closets and doors, they would consider them bedrooms. So either revisions could be made to the building plans to address that, or what you might want to consider if you're working on the septic, part of the proposal is replacing the septic tank to increase the size of it. Maybe have Mike look at the potential to increase the size of the septic a little bit using maybe some Elgin units, which you can get an increased flow to those with the square footage, because currently one dwelling is shown as a 1-bedroom unit and the other is a 3-bedroom. Probably not a big demand for one dwelling or 1-bedroom dwellings right now. So if you're going to be working on that anyway, maybe look at increasing the size of it with an Elgin, and then you could leave some of those as is. So just a suggestion. Comment 7, we just discussed the tree plan and reviewing that under the current town code. Comment 8, well testing data was provided. There's 2 wells on the site. Confirm which one that applied to, and then which one will be potentially abandoned. Comment 9, again, going to the tree plan. Do you feel the need for a landscaping plan with this in the future submittal? And then comment 10, the public hearing. I'm into that.
Thank you for that. Ashley, do you have comments?
Yes. So this product is also a type 2 action. I just wanted to check if this was classified at your last meeting as well.
I believe
Yes.
so, yes.
Okay, great.
Well, we discussed it, but we didn't type it.
Okay.
One of Matt's
So you
comments
don't
was we
think
need to discuss seeker, should be a type 2 action, and we talked about the public hearing option then, but I don't have any note that we
We may not
Actually-
have taken action, yeah. We could do
Okay.
that this evening.
Yeah. I don't think we did.
In fact, we might as well do that now. So,
Right.
I'll make a motion that we declare this application for a 2-family dwelling to be a type 2 action, which does not require seeker review. May I have a second?
Second.
Noreen?
Bob Garstak. Pat Shea.
Aye.
Bonnie Franson.
Aye.
Jeff Manson.
Aye.
Kurt Skimbrough.
Aye.
Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
So this project also is relying on the reduced bulk pursuant to section 5721B, so they'll have to make the showing, particularly with respect to the wastewater certification. I'd also ask that they add a note by the bulk table saying that the reduced bulk requirements for lots with central sewer facilities apply pursuant to Town Code section 57-21B. They'll need to add that wastewater certification note to the plans. The board will have to address the protection of woodland character under the special use permit conditions. The tree plan will help evaluate that. I think the tree plan should be reviewed by Karen Arendt for compliance with the new tree law and for the adequacy of plantings. And the board does have architectural review, so you'll need all those architectural details for the project. And it sounds like they are changing the plans or looking at different options, so I don't know if the board's ready to schedule a public hearing this evening, or if you wanted to wait till those plans were submitted or not.
I think we can ask the board that. From my perspective, we just saw the options, so I think we should get
Yeah,
just
it's
one
not, it's
review
not a
in
big
before we start.
change, and it's, if something, it's only for the better, and
Yeah.
it'll be fine-tuned and added to you the appropriate time before the meeting, so.
Can we speak again about the landscaping and the tree plan? Because I think you're asking not to have to do that.
Yes,
And so what is your rationale?
basically, it's a single family, not a single, but it's a addition for one house addition. It's in the same lot. We are going to prove that we're going to reduce the amount of trees that we need to remove as much possible, and the same, like we did now with the change. As soon as we had the tree plants, we changed the driveway entrance, should be on the same where it is, so we can mostly save a lot of the front trees, and side trees, we'll have to remove something, but again, it's not that much. I think, if I remember, in the new law, it should be like in the immediate area of development, if there is some changes on that, we should be able to get away with
So I would say we table this for now, because Ashley, this is a newer tree code,
yeah.
to see what has to be done and whether we can waive.
Can you just summarize for me, Bonnie, what, I didn't hear all of that.
Oh, sorry. So Joel is making the argument that a tree plan is not needed because this is an addition to something that already exists, that the option A has attempted to address some of the tree removal, that some will have to come down, but I think he's suggesting that in the new tree code, a certain number of trees are allowed to be taken down around the envelope of where the dwelling is going to be constructed. So I recall some of that language. I think we need to review it, especially in light of the revised option A.
Okay.
And then, so I would just say for now, we table it until Ashley has an opportunity to see what is required to be provided and what is not. I would just.
I do recall that as well, and I think if I recall correctly, there was some type of calculation for figuring out how, either there was a number of trees or a calculation, so if, when the applicant makes their next submission, if they could address that
We'll
provision
resubmit that
and
with
explain
that.
why they think they
Okay.
don't need a tree plan, referring specifically to the code sections that are at issue, that'll make it much, that'll help facilitate the review, rather than try to make their argument for them.
Okay.
I did not have a chance also to finish. I was discussing with Mike that, and me or Mike will figure that out, and we'll submit
Some kind
what
of
the basis
narrative.
is. Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Great, thank you.
I think the thing that keeps throwing me is we're saying this is a proposed single-family addition, which suggests that this is one big single-family dwelling with an
No, it's a
addition.
two-family
So I
on
think
the side.
somewhere we just need to put two-family on it. If that's not already there.
On the plan?
I'm just looking at this, I happen to be looking at this
Oh.
plan. So just make sure that it's clear.
Sure.
Because this one says site analysis. It doesn't really talk about two-family, but maybe the other plan does.
Right. Yep.
Okay. Board members, comments? Pat? No. Okay. So we did do our typing of the secret action. I think we have to hold off on a public hearing till we get a little bit more information. I feel like we still have a little bit, well, so Matt, from your, how many comments do you have that have to be addressed?
My primary comments related to the septic and the well certifications. So we'll want to review the expansion or revision to the septic system and then get that certification on the well. Those are the primary ones, yeah.
And we don't need GML referral, right, Ashley?
No, it's exempt from GML.
Do you think there's anything that is problematic to stop us from setting up a public hearing?
I guess I wasn't sure what was submitted this evening, if there was gonna be, any plan changes based on what you reviewed this evening, but you could always, continue the public hearing after opening it. So if the board's comfortable with setting it, then I don't have an issue with that.
What is the board's preference? Start to my left. It's kind of hard to do that, only because, just like what happened with Owen Drive, it gets noticed and then we have to open it. So I'd rather just decide, if we are, if we're not. Yeah, if it's not addressed, then we'll just leave the public hearing open. We could do that. But again, I think you need to just feel like you have enough, that there's enough information to open a public hearing.
From what I gather, yes, there is enough to open a public hearing.
Okay?
I'm comfortable with that.
I'm comfortable.
Okay. Yes? Yeah. All right, so what date would that be? That would be April 21st? Okay, so I'll make a motion that we set a public hearing for 249 Mountain View Drive on April 21st at 6:30 or soon thereafter. May I have a second?
Bob Garst.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. So that's that one.
And that was April 14th?
April 21st.
21st, okay.
Yes, the regular meeting. All right. Okay, next item on the agenda is KJ Cemetery, right? Yes. So,
Joe, put the mic back on.
Battery might have died.
No, they're brand new.
did you break it?
Actually,
This works. Good evening, Joel Mann, Rahman Associates. We're here for the KJ Joel Cemetery in Sconoman Road, Section 1, Block 2, Lot 29. And we addressed hopefully most or all of the comments that we received at the last meeting, including all the plan updates. We have, like I think we said last month, we submitted to the county sewer. We got some comments that we're addressing right now. and we're here that we hope we can get the conditional approval for that, so we can move forward with that.
All right, Matt, comments?
Just a few. One of the comments last time was to identify the adjoining property owners per 5717B. The SBL numbers have been added. The owners haven't been identified. Comment 3, we just heard the status of the application to Orange County Sewer. The lateral connection appears to cross adjoining properties, so easements will be required for that.
Just a comment on that, Matt, because it was hard for me to follow the property lines for where they're crossing. So I think one was the SBL 305-1-1.11, and I wasn't sure of the others. I don't know if I'm missing something on the plan that delineates the different property
Yeah, I think it's
boundaries,
the
'cause
property
11 it says
across the
former
street.
this.
It's the property across the street. We will add that information to that lot. I'm not sure if the information.
So it would just be two properties that you need easements from?
Yeah, one is the cemetery by itself. The other one is a development across the street that we got already okay for the easement. So there's nothing that's in the way for that.
Yeah, if you could make it clear and maybe have those lot lines on the property across the street clearly delineated, because I think there's like a lot 4 it says, or a lot 1. I just don't know what's an actual lot and not. So if you could kind of clean that up with a
Sure.
clear boundary of all the different lot lines in the area, that would be helpful.
Yeah, I think they may be labeled like L5, L6, L7, but it might help either through clarifying the legend or just calling them out as property lines. 'Cause, yeah, there's a lot going on the plan.
Thank you.
Okay. The environmental assessment form indicates that it's located in or adjacent to an area designated as potentially sensitive. And I couldn't recall if we had discussed this at previous meetings about the need for a SHPO determination or not. So I'm just mentioning it. I don't recall. I didn't have in my notes that we discussed this at the last meeting or two.
I think John said at the last meeting, John Queen was there, that that shouldn't require SHPO. I don't remember. I think it was because no change is proposed there on the surface. So I think that was.
Yeah, we could take that up. We'll talk about that.
Okay. Comment 5, after our last meeting, I followed up with Ben to see if they had any records of any prior approvals related to this. He indicated not this SBL. So we had discussed potentially having this application request approvals for everything there so that there was something formal on the record. So, as I said, Ben does not have or couldn't find any records of approval, so we'll have to see what we want to do in that regard.
I thought that you had submitted an application for the cemetery for a special use permit? Wasn't that something that got submitted? I think I'd asked you.
There was a question if we should do it or not, but
I
not
thought
sure
that-
if their initial.
Not the initial, but I thought you submitted after that. Noreen, I had asked you, and I thought you said that you did.
Updated planning board application was submitted to February.
Wasn't it? Yeah, that's what I thought. Right, so that was an updated planning board submission, application. Yeah, because I think we thought it'd be good just to approve the whole thing.
Right.
So to And it's allowed by special use permit.
Correct.
So there didn't seem to really be an issue.
Updated application for that? Okay.
The February submission, there was an updated application.
I believe so.
Great.
Right, so this was 2/26/26. Okay.
Okay. And finally, I had in my notes, we discussed 239 review, but I didn't have in there whether we determined if or when to send it.
Right, and I think that was in part trying to figure out whether we were going to have an application for the entire site.
Right.
So those are Matt's comments. Ashley, your comments?
Yes, so I talked about already, just clarifying the lot lines and where that sewer easement's going to be. It is an unlisted action under seeker, so the board will need to classify it and then complete seeker, which I know Matt had mentioned the SHPO being the one piece. The board does need architectural plans, so I know the building's existing already, right, but it's being treated, because it hasn't been approved, you're essentially, treating this as if it wasn't there the way you're looking at it, so you do.
So we just
that
have to
architectural-
formally approve it, so we need photos. I think you provided photos.
Provided
Yeah,
plans and for us.
yeah.
It didn't-
So just as part of the overall set of approvals, we'll have to approve for architectural reviews as well.
Exactly, so listing the materials, the colors, any lighting, any landscaping, that kind of thing. And it does require GML
Okay.
review and a public hearing.
Didn't
And
we
when you
spoke
send the
about
public
waiving-
hearing, you'll have to
didn't we
send
waive the
notice of
public
that
hearing
to
last
the
month?
Town of Palm Tree Village of Kirschdorf.
Okay. What was that, Joel?
Didn't you waive the public hearing last month on that?
No, so now, if we're doing the whole thing, a cemetery is a special use permit, so we have to have a public hearing.
I see.
So, what I would suggest to get this rolling is to, I don't know if we typed it, because we still were unsure of the action. So, I'll make a motion that we type this application as an unlisted action. May I have a second?
Second.
Bob Garstak,
Aye.
Pat Shea,
Aye.
Bonnie Franson,
Aye.
Jeff Manson,
Aye.
Curtis Kimbrough.
Aye.
Thank you.
And I would also like to make a motion that we set a public hearing for April 21st. And I'll say at 6:45 or soon thereafter, because I think we had one at 6:30. May I have a second?
Second.
You can actually set them both for 6:30, that way whichever.
Happens first?
Exactly.
Okay, so I'll amend that motion by saying 6:30 PM. And who was the second? Jeff?
Bob Garstak,
Aye.
Pat Shea,
Aye.
Bonnie Franson,
Aye.
Jeff Manson,
Aye.
Curtis Kimbrough.
Aye.
And I think it's okay to refer it at this time, in part because this is a pre-existing situation. So, I don't know, do we have to make a formal motion, or we just go ahead and refer
You
it?
don't need to, you can just ask Noreen to send it over.
So Noreen, if you will send it over for GML review? And I think that's all we can do for this evening, in terms of actions.
239 NN. 239 NN. Neighboring municipality.
We just talked about that.
That will be that.
Yes, we'll be taking care of that.
For seeker, did you want the applicant to submit to SHPO?
So you're here because it was found out that this property and the buildings are in the town of Monroe and not in the village of Curious, Joel. And so this is really fixing something that already exists. And the cemetery area already exists.
Cemetery exists like for 50, close to 50 years.
Yeah, I would say I don't know, my suggestion would be, at this point, not to have it sent for SHPO review. I don't know how everybody else feels.
I also don't think that's, first of all, I don't think it's necessary, but I also, whatever disturbance has happened already. If it was determined by SHPO that there might need to be a review, we're just adding more disturbance on top of what was already done. That just seems pointless to me.
Okay. Agreed? Anybody else?
Agree.
Agree? Okay. So I think we're not going to send to SHPO. I agree with all my colleagues in terms of the amount of disturbance already and pre-existing situations, so I don't know that there's a necessity to send it off.
Thank you.
All right, so I think that's what we can do this
I
evening.
hope I don't need to send the notices to all the dead people, just
Well, I don't know,
live
you're gonna have
ones,
to talk to Ashley about that.
Just a select few of the important
like
ones.
you that I know the
Just a representative
popular
sample.
people.
I'm going to be nervous if you get return receipts.
So, but you will have to send notices to Village of Curious Joel,
Right.
Town of Palm Tree, et cetera,
That's
so
fine.
we'll have to take care of that. Okay? Anything else? We're good?
That's it.
All
Thank
right.
you very much.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Have a good night. All right, next on the agenda is Wayne Katz Estates. Good evening, gentlemen. So this is, good night, this is 129 Seven Springs Road. Hello.
Good evening, Liebe Deutsch, and we have the owner here, Shia Weinberger.
And, I'm sorry,
Shia Weinberger,
Sheer Weinberger?
yes.
Okay, thank you. You want to give an overview, please?
Yes. This is a 3-lot subdivision property, and we went to the architectural plans approval, and the new owner wants to do some changes, which we have the detailed changes on the detailed changes on the plan. If you go to sheet A201, you have what was approved and what was proposed. So I don't know if the board wants to go to each sheet and see what was proposed and what was approved and what is proposed.
So, let's see, let me just get the right. Let me get Matt's comments up first. Oh, doesn't have the comments. Did you have comments on these?
This one, I did not do formal
Okay.
written comments because, as Lipa said, as far as I can tell, the only proposed changes are to the exterior appearance of the building
Okay.
on the lot. The footprint appears to match the previous approval from last year.
Yes.
So there really isn't anything to the site plan.
From an engineering
From an
perspective.
engineering perspective, it appears to be the architectural location and types of windows and awnings, I believe, at the entryways.
Okay. So I brought up the proposed and approved. Just to be clear, are there any interior changes or strictly exterior changes?
The only changes is going to be that on one of the rooms, they're not doing a sukkah room, so they will do the master bedroom, a bigger room over there.
The master bedroom, is that on the second floor?
Second floor, yes.
The number of bedrooms appeared consistent between last year's approval and this set of plans.
Okay. So you haven't increased the number of bedrooms? You have not increased the number
No,
of bedrooms?
no.
Okay. So let's go through the then exterior changes. And we'll get Ashley's comments too, but let's just go through these to make sure we understand the changes. All right, so I have up the first sheet that says approved. and proposed. And it looks like it's siding materials. A little bit of change in the roof line. I don't know if the windows, if those were almost like shed windows, that they come out on the bottom level, and now they're flush, yes, flush with the facade. It looks like, otherwise, the windows themselves on this first elevation are the same.
That's correct.
And again, material changes in general, color changes. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. And then in the next elevations, and if anybody wants me to stop, has questions, please just interrupt me.
Back to that for
Yes.
now, access to
Right here. Are there stairs going down, or was that always there? Always there? You're, on the approved version, you don't show that same stair area.
He said, yes. On the approved plan, there was stairs over there too, to the basement.
Okay, we'll have to just confirm that.
Yeah.
Since you're showing what was approved and it doesn't show it there. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Next sheet. Now there are two sets of stairs. Right. So this one is showing an exterior elevation with one set of stairs that were approved, and then the proposed appears to have two sets. Is this building under construction already? No. No, okay. And so it looks like the windows are slightly different, right?
Yeah.
The upper level windows
The upper level looked the same.
are the same, yes. And
The second floor is probably the opposite.
the basement looks the same except for the additional door, and then the mid-level, or the first floor, looks like that's where you're making your window changes.
Correct.
And the door is a little different. You have a peaked roof there, like a little gable roof instead of a flat roof, but otherwise the same. So we'll have to talk about the door. So we're on A202, Ashley. So for the proposed, on the
You will see it in
left-hand
the next
side.
page, more detail.
Okay, so the next A203 will show it?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is A203. This is the rear elevation. We have two sets of stairs again, not shown on the approved. We have decking that is extending all the way across the first floor and then out, right, from the building.
The other one is the stairs going up to the house, the side. It's just going to be in the back of the house.
This is just the entrance for the house. It's not a part of the porch. Not a part of the deck.
Oh, so you're saying it's, okay, we'll have to look at the side elevation again for that one. And then, so the upper level, is that where we saw the difference? Because there's a couple little, are there small decks here, or that's just to open the doors, but it's not an actual deck?
It's a small deck.
A small deck?
Yes, for the master bedroom.
Okay, so on either side of the master bedroom?
And this is where the sickle. And there was a sickle room over there on the right side.
Okay.
Which we did
Oh, I thought you were going to say you had more to
yes.
say.
So there was two sickles, as you can see over there, for the approved, but they took it away and they made the master bedroom bigger upstairs on the second floor. Actually, yeah.
Okay, so you're saying that middle part was the sukkah?
Yeah, if you look on the approved, you can
Yep.
see it was
Two areas.
the two sides, but the right side got rid of it, and he's doing bigger.
Sorry about that. You can't see that? All right, so you're saying these two here that I'm showing on the screen, that was the
Yes,
sukkah?
yes,
And so now you have this area,
correct.
which is is it still sukkah or no?
Yes, yes, yes,
Okay, and on the other side is the master bedroom,
correct,
on the right side?
yes.
Okay. Anybody else want to make some changes? Again, we're noting these stairwells or stairs going down. And then 204. This is the left elevation. So this is essentially the other side of the building, right? The other opening. So this is just the entry that we're seeing from the side.
Yes.
And then again, this one is showing two doors. So it does seem like there's another door being added to the basement.
That's correct. There was one door in the center approved, and now he's doing it on two sides.
So was that one door for two units, and now it's two separate?
No, this whole basement is one unit, correct?
Let's go back here.
I don't think so you can fix up the basement, that's what you know.
These are the two units, right?
That looks like basement under,
Right, so it looks like there are two sets of stairs for each unit, where there was one set of
Correct.
stairs for each unit.
right, to me, it looks like the original approval had one door
On-
into,
on
on
either
each side.
Right,
And this one has two doors on each side.
okay. So if you can explain that change, why you need the two doors?
What was that?
Again, we just want to have, be able in the phase door, for carriages or other stuff, bikes in the back. Again, we want to have the kids to be able to go out from both sides. It just make it a little practical.
To have two doors?
Yeah. Just for the front, next to the stairs, we can, wherever the carriages or anything, bikes, they can go in, and from the back, they can go out. Just more practical to do that.
Okay. Anybody have any other questions about that? No? Does anybody take issue with the proposed materiality of the changes? The colors or materials? It looks like it's hardy panel, horizontal vinyl siding, wood face, steel railing that's black, stone at the base. They show all the proposals. Everybody okay with that?
I don't see any significant or material changes.
Nothing huge, no. We have architectural review authority, that's why it comes back to us. Ashley, anything that you want to add?
Yes, I do have a few comments. So my first is the property owner. The county parcel image is still identifying the owner as 127 Seven Springs LLC. So if it's been changed to the applicant's name, we'll need a copy of the deed with the filing receipt, just confirming that, because it may be that the county records are just slow on being updated. My other question was to identify the SBL for the parcel involved. So I think there were two SBLs identified on the application, but it's my understanding this is only for one of the two-family dwellings. So just to confirm which of the three new SBLs the changes are sought for. It is a type 2 action under seeker. Unfortunately, it does require GML. It doesn't fit within any of the exemptions of your agreement with the county.
Really?
Yeah. I know, and I did reach out to some some people I know over there to ask that if they're gonna be, updating that, I think it'd be good to consider adding an exemption for just purely
Architectural review.
architectural.
Can we do this in a way that's more like an amendment so that it doesn't have to get referred again? Because this is an amendment. And so it's an amendment to the architectural review. I don't know if that allows us not to send it for GML. I'm just trying to think out of the box.
I think there's a way to waive architectural review, but I think that, I want to say that didn't apply here.
Yeah, and because they're making changes, it would be difficult to waive architectural review. And unfortunately, we can't do an approval subject to GML review.
No, it's because it's a jurisdictional
So
issue.
why don't we do this? We'll say, did you talk to them specifically about this application, Ashley? Recently?
About a purely, architectural.
Okay. All right. It doesn't look like we can get around it right now. A solution. Yeah, let's see what we could
So
do
you
to.
could have Noreen send it, and you could have her, ask, I know she speaks to the reviewer over at the county, or she could say, this one was, it's straightforward, if they could have a, response back for your April meeting.
Because our April meeting is for the 21st, if it goes out tomorrow, that gives the county 30 days, right?
It does, but I think the way it works now with the portal is that I think the 30 days runs from when they say they receive it, or Noreen might know more, but I think
Yeah, I've done the
sometimes
portal.
it ends up being, sometimes I think they might actually have more than 30 days depending on when they.
The submission date is when we say the submission date.
So let's do this. First, we should type the action as type 2, correct?
Yes.
So, did you have any other comments, Ashley?
No, that was it. The main things are getting a copy of the deed with the filing receipt and clarifying the SBL that's involved.
I send a copy to the SBL. SBL is 41.21. It's lot 1.
41.
0.21. What was the first one? What was the first one? What's the
Okay.
section like a lot?
So
It's
we
1-1, 41.21.
1-1-41.21.
Correct, yes.
Okay. We'll check that.
114, because I think the county website's not up to date, but I know they did submit records of the different tax lot numbers from the county. It's just not online yet, so I wasn't sure which of the, you said it was 1141.1?
1141.21.
2-1.
21, okay.
Okay?
And that is, let me just pull up what I have here. Okay, so that's I think the lot 1 of the subdivision.
Okay. So I'll make a motion that we declare this action a type 2 action, which is exempt from seeker. May I have a second?
Second.
Noreen?
Arstak,
Aye.
Pat Shea,
Aye.
Bonnie Francis,
Aye.
Jeff Manson,
Aye.
Curtis Kimbrough.
Aye.
Noreen, you'll send this out for GML review, please? And there is no required public hearing, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and so we can ask that Ashley prepare a resolution for our next meeting. Would we put this on workshop or regular? I guess regular,
It'd have to be regular to give.
the 30 days. So we will put this on the April 21st agenda. Okay? So we have to send it to the county?
I just checked the section block and lot and it has the right owner's name.
Okay, so you looked on Orange County Real Property?
Yes.
It's the whole system is new too. So, Ashley,
Still says
Lipa just looked up that particular section block and lot number, and it comes up as the correct owner now,
Okay,
okay?
all right, great. I'll check that out. If for some reason I have an issue, then I'll reach out.
Okay, so it looks like that's taken
It's
care
been
of.
updated since
Yeah.
I checked it.
And so I think that's it. So you'll come back next month, and the county will make sure that it's done, and Ashley's gonna write a resolution.
Okay, thank you. Good
Okay,
night.
you're welcome. All right, and I think that's the last item on the agenda. So Ashley, you are allowed to leave.
Great. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for
Have a great
being
night.
here.
Of course.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good night. All right. Fold? Oh, fold. It is an art. They teach that in planning too. Let me see here. Sorry, I gotta get back to my, we haven't done August 14th, September 16th. I had looked at those before. I haven't looked at the February 12th yet. And we're missing a February, or do we have one?
Well, you're missing one because it's locked in the system.
It's locked in the
I
system.
was doing it and I hit a button, so now it looks like everything I typed is redacted. And you don't know how to get it off.
Oh, that's weird. All right.
Yeah, so I was on with a different guy today, but it was late and we think we got it off now. But I didn't get a chance to really
Look at it.
go into them any further.
All right, so we'll take these up at our March meeting. All right, so I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting. May I have a second?
Second.
Everybody say aye.
Aye.
Any nays, any abstentions? Motion carries. Happy St. Patrick's Day. What's left of it.